March 8, 2014, a date that would soon be etched into the memories of many around the world. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, a Boeing 777, prepared for what was supposed to be a routine flight just like any other day. It was scheduled to fly from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia to Beijing, China, a route it had successfully completed many times before. On board were 227 passengers and 12 crew members, all unaware of the tragedy that awaited them. Families and friends had bid them farewell, expecting to see them soon. The flight took off as scheduled, and for a brief time everything seemed normal. The passengers settled in, some reading, others sleeping, and the crew went about their duties. Then, without warning, the plane vanished, disappearing from radar screens and into the annals of aviation mysteries. It was as if the aircraft had simply ceased to exist, leaving behind a trail of questions and heartache. The flight's initial trajectory followed a well-established air route. It traveled north over the Gulf of Thailand, heading towards Vietnamese airspace. However, near the boundary between Malaysian and Vietnamese air traffic control, something unexpected occurred. Flight 370 deviated from its planned course, turning westward over the Malay Peninsula. This deviation, coupled with the simultaneous disappearance of the plane from radar, signaled that something was terribly wrong. In the aftermath of the disappearance, investigators focused on a chilling possibility: pilot suicide. This theory emerged as one of the most plausible explanations for the mysterious vanishing of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. The idea that a pilot, someone entrusted with the lives of hundreds, could intentionally crash a plane sent shockwaves through the aviation community and the world at large. The deliberate actions taken to steer the plane off course, coupled with the disabling of communication systems, hinted at a deliberate act. These actions were not random. They required a deep understanding of the aircraft's systems and a calculated effort to avoid detection. The plane's sudden change in direction and the subsequent loss of communication were seen as clear indicators of foul play. Further fueling suspicion was the discovery of the pilot's home flight simulator, which contained simulations of flight paths eerily similar to the one taken by MH370. This piece of evidence suggested that the pilot had premeditated the route, practicing it multiple times in the privacy of his own home. The similarities between the simulated paths and the actual flight path were too striking to ignore. This, combined with the lack of any distress call or evidence of mechanical failure, led many experts to believe that the pilot, for reasons unknown, chose to end his own life and take the lives of everyone on board with him. The absence of a distress signal was particularly troubling, as it indicated that the crew and passengers were likely unaware of the impending disaster until it was too late. The theory remains one of the most debated and haunting aspects of the MH370 tragedy, leaving families and investigators searching for answers. While the pilot suicide theory holds considerable weight, other theories have been proposed, each with its own set of shortcomings. These theories range from mechanical failures to more sinister plots. Some have suggested a catastrophic mechanical failure, such as an engine explosion or structural disintegration. However, the lack of any distress call or evidence of debris in the immediate aftermath of the disappearance makes this unlikely. Typically, mechanical failures would leave some trace or signal. Others have pointed to a potential hijacking, suggesting that the plane was taken over by terrorists or other malicious actors. But the lack of any claims of responsibility or communication from the hijackers casts doubt on this theory. In most hijacking cases, the perpetrators make their demands known. Additionally, extensive searches using satellite imagery and oceanic sweeps have yielded no conclusive evidence, further complicating these alternate theories.